The journey begins today. A whole trip going to Boston, New York, and Washington, D.C. A trip that I will remember forever. I got on a plane to make my way over to my first destination, and that would be Boston. Prepare yourselves, everyone, because this trip was a wild ride, and I wish to share it with all of you. I finally landed at the Boston airport, and of course, you know it, I had to get some breakfast. I made my way over to a place, which I think you all know, is IHOP. And I got some classic baked pancakes and eggs, which was really good. After getting my belly full, I made my way over to Fenway Park, because it's pretty famous around there, which was a sight to behold. It was actually really cool. This is the inside where you're able to get food and drinks, and yeah, basically anything you want for Fenway Park, which is pretty neat. I'll tell you guys some facts and stuff about this place in a minute. And here is the stadium. So, some fun facts. Fenway Park was built on April 20th, 1912, and is 112 years old, making it one of the oldest stadiums in the United States. Right here is on top of the 37-foot high wall, also known as the Green Monster Wall. Only people that were actually pretty wealthy were able to purchase seats up here. Fenway Park was actually really cool, but the next destination was called the Boston Tea Party Museum. And sorry, I wasn't able to get much footage here, but it was pretty cool to learn some of the history of the Boston Tea Party. So, it doesn't seem like it, but it's been a long day so far. So, I went out to get a little snack at Quincy Market. I got a thing called a con dog, and it was actually so good. Totally recommend it. I also went to go explore everywhere and kind of check out everything. But, it was time to continue. So, to the next place. I got back on the bus, and I was able to enjoy all the beautiful scenery, and all the different types of buildings, history, and just everything that was around Boston. It was really nice to see. So, you guys just enjoy this real quick, and we'll be getting to our next destination in a minute. Other things we got to see, though, was also the history of Paul Revere and also many other things. It was really cool actually to see all this, and just strolling by. So right here is called the U.S. Constitution, which is a boat that has been around from 1797, which you might have guessed is really old. After a long day, it was finally time to get some dinner. And the place I went to is called Fire and Ice, and it's basically a hibachi place, which, don't mind me, okay. So yeah, I got a burger, and a fun fact about me is that my favorite food item is actually burgers, so yeah. So basically how this process works is that you have to get a bowl, then you get whatever ingredients you want, like any meat, noodles, it can be whatever. And then you just gotta enjoy as the cook cooks it up for you and makes it a good meal. Now, it was a great day. It was very, very productive, but it was time to get back to the hotel room and wait for the next day. Good morning, everyone. To start off a brand new day, I gotta get some breakfast. So I came down to the restaurant to get some food and started to make my way to the next place. And I think you all know it and love it. It's New York City. After a 4-hour drive over here, I have arrived. And Boston was cool and all, but New York is gonna be wild. So you guys better get ready. The first thing I had to see, something I believe you all know, and that's the 9/11 Memorial. On that day, two hijackers crashed planes into the Twin Towers, aka World Trade Center, and caused thousands to lose their lives, and others to be scarred forever. Very glad I had the opportunity to see this, and it's something I will never forget. But after that, I made my way to the 9/11 Museum right next door, where it contained a ton of history from that day, and I mean a lot. There was like things like that was like the engine from one of the planes. There was like stuff from the towers. It was just wild to see all these things, and I'm so glad I had the opportunity to see this. Okay, this is 9/11 Museum. Going on to the next location, I had to see the great view of the World Trade Center that is here today. As I entered the building, it was like a different world. It seemed something from a fantasy, but this was no fantasy. Along the way to the elevators, it showed a story about the World Trade Center, but once we reached the top, it was something else. This is a little video from the World Trade Center, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Experience the infinite facets of the city beneath us as you prepare to see forever. And now, we invite you to enter One World Observatory through the doors on your right, where a spectacular 360-degree view of the city awaits directly below you.
Hope you enjoyed that little video, but this right here is what we've been waiting for, the grand view on top of the tower. And it sure was something. This is something right here. It's a sight for you to see, and you'll never forget it. So yeah, it was awesome to see. You got to see the whole view of all of New York City, and it was awesome. It was so cool. After spending about an hour at the top of the tower, I started to make my way down the elevator and going on to the next destination, and you'll see what that'll be in just a moment. Get ready, everyone. That was a lot of stuff to absorb. So I went to get myself some dinner to eat because you wouldn't believe it, but I was starting to get late and I was super hungry. So yeah, I had to get to Walt in New York with some yummy pasta. After I finished eating, I started to make my way back to the hotel to get ready for the next day. And on the way back, I saw a part of the city that never sleeps. You guessed it, Times Square. You will be seeing that later on, so get ready. I arrived at the hotel and made my way to my room to get a great night's rest. See you guys tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. Right when I got up today, I started my stroll throughout New York City, and I just wanted to see everything. And yeah, it was very busy. People were absolutely everywhere. I also got signed up for a little ferry cruise. So I made my way onto the ferry, and I got to see everything around the New York harbor, which was a great view of the city. And there was one thing, though, that I got to see on this trip that was absolutely incredible. And it's kind of the thing you got to go see when you go to New York. But it is the Statue of Liberty. So yeah, I got to see that, but then the cruise ended. So once I made my way off, then I went to go get some mozzarella sticks, and I went to a place called Central Park. basically just a place where you can have like a little bit of a refresher, you know? So Central Park is a place where there are no buildings, and it's just like a refresher for everyone where they can go and relax. And so if you guys kind of look around everywhere, I'm not sure if you guys can see them, but it's like windy paths, and there's also a straight path going down the middle. So the reason for those windy paths is because it's so people don't run, and so they just would relax. But obviously that didn't happen, so you know it kind of failed. But after just having a little refresher, I made my way back onto the bus and back to the hotel to get prepared for something that I think is just an incredible sight to go to. It's an awesome thing to experience. Just get ready for it. Alright, once I got all dressed and fancied up, sorry, I didn't mean to not show my outfit, but I made my way over to the Hamilton show. But before I went there, I got some dinner because it's gonna last a long time. So I made my way into a place called Cannolis, and it was a very nice place. I got some steak and some salad and some green beans, pretty good. Right here is the stage of Hamilton, and it is amazing to just see this. I couldn't get any footage, obviously, because they don't allow that, and they're very strict with that. But it was an awesome show, and it was a great one. It's been a long day, and I think it was time to go back to my bed. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. The next day, I went to Stardust Cafe to have breakfast, and this place was unlike any others. People danced and sang songs while you ate, and the vibes just felt so different. Definitely one of the most unique breakfasts I've ever had, for sure. But after eating, I made my way out of New York and to Washington, D.C., my final destination on my to-do list. You guys better get ready, because Washington, D.C. was definitely way more different than New York, just because of the atmosphere and what I did there too. It's pretty fun. So the first place I went to visit is the Arlington Cemetery, just to pay my respects to all those that have died and that were buried there. And also, I got to see something that not just everyone gets to experience. So yeah, get ready for that. There were thousands and thousands of graves. Like, there was a lot. It's crazy just to look over and just see more and more graves. It's kind of sad, honestly. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if all you guys know what this is, but this is basically a place called the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. So, basically a soldier that was dead but not identified. The place was absolutely silent, and what you're seeing right now is the switching of the guards, which happens every hour, so I was able to get there on time just to see it happen, which was honestly pretty wild, just to see how much work goes into just switching shifts. Can't imagine doing this. Just watch and observe. You'll see what I mean. After a little while, they finished switching guards and started the national anthem in honor of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. After leaving the cemetery, I went to a barbecue place called Texas Jack's, and I would rate it I would say an 8 out of 10. I had some sliders with pork and mac and cheese, and it could have been better, but it was pretty good. I got filled up and made my way over to a place called the Reflection Pool by the Washington Monument, and this place felt like it was from out of a dream. It was pretty, like, it was beautiful, and I just felt at ease just by looking at it. Also overlooking the reflection pool, though, is the Abraham Lincoln Memorial. So I went to go check that out, and it is way bigger in person than you think it is. It's huge. It was giant. On camera, it may seem small, but it's definitely not. Trust me. Above the statue states, "In this temple is the hearts of the people who won the State of the Union. The memory of the Abraham Lincoln is enshrined forever." Besides the Lincoln Memorial, there's also many other memorials from like World War I, World War II, Vietnam War, and Korean War. There's also this place, which is the Order of the States that signed the Declaration of Independence, with the Washington Monument looking over it all. I got back to the hotel where I got situated, and then I got all ready to have a good night's sleep for the next day to come. It's morning time, and I got up, and this trip was near the end, but it was time to get some yummy pancakes and eggs just like day one. Finished up breakfast and made my way onto the bus to a place where Washington, D.C. is really known for, and I think you all know what I'm talking about. And that would be the White House. So I stopped by to take a look, and it was pretty neat to see. And then I continued on to my next destination. Okay, so this place is where there's all different types of important artifacts like the Declaration of Independence and also the Constitution. There are also many other things that were there, but I won't explain all of them because it can get kind of boring. There are also two other places which are called the American History Museum, which is this, and also the Natural History Museum, which we'll get to in a minute. You can kind of already guess what they're about just by the name, but I won't explain too much. But this museum right here tells about America's accomplishments in technology and inventions, as you see. While the Natural History Museum tells the history of the things in nature, like dinosaurs or extinct animals. I think you kind of just could have guessed that, but yeah. I finished up at the museums and saw way more than I thought I was going to see. But if you guys remember seeing the ferry I went on before, well, I'm going on another ship around the harbor of Washington, D.C. this time. This cruise was awesome, and I had so much fun. It was good food, and you just enjoy the time lapse, and I'll see you guys at the end of it. Enjoy. Hope you enjoyed that little time on some of my fun cruise. On the cruise, I got to eat some chicken, tacos as well, and some mac and cheese. Very yummy. I was exhausted after the cruise, so went back to the hotel to get some nice sleep and prepare for my final day of this adventure. It's the last day, and the only thing that I haven't seen is the Capitol building, which is another thing Washington, D.C. is known for. I took a look around, and then afterwards, I started making my way back to the airport to home sweet home. I've seen so much on this trip, and it was a blast to go on. I went to so many places, and the best part is, I got to share this moment with all of you, everyone I know, and those people, you guys are great. I just want to say thank you, everyone, for watching me go on this journey, and if you made it to this, I congratulate you. I arrived at Washington Airport and made my way back home to watch this video over and over again to see all the wonderful things I experienced and got to see. Thank you everyone for watching this video, and I'll see all you guys with the next one. Alright, bye everyone.